Hey everybody, how you doing? Jeff here, back with another Diablo 2 Resurrected video, and this one's going to be all about mercenaries. So, just as an example, I'm going to start off by showing my mercenary solo Hell Ancients while I just chill there and give him fanaticism aura, but otherwise I'm just going to stand there. And his gear is not real crazy, it's pretty inexpensive, honestly, and I'll show it here in a little bit. So, we're going to cover the different types of mercenaries and what they can do and how to gear them and how to keep them alive. Because I know it can be really frustrating, especially when you first get mercenaries going. They die a lot and you spend your gold, and it's like, is it even worth it to mess with them? But it absolutely is. Once you get them leveled up and geared up, they can really be turned into a serious killing machine and or a buffing machine to help you. So you absolutely want to get your mercenary going here, and I'll show you how. Okay, so first off, let's just check out all the options for mercenaries in the game. So, the first act you get from defeating Bloodraven for the second quest. Come back and talk to Kashia here, and she will give you a rogue mercenary who uses a bow. If you wanted to hire a different one, you talk to her. You can see in the third column it shows the skills available. The eye symbol is inner sight, and then the other one represents either cold arrow or fire arrow. Pick whichever one you like. I generally go for cold arrow just for a little more crowd control. And then if you look in your menu here, you can equip her with a bow, an armor, and a helmet. And then it also shows your skills here, or her skills, inner sight, and then the cold arrow. And then the Act 2 mercenaries are up in the northern part of town. You talk to Grease here to hire them. And these have different skills based on the difficulty. So if you're in normal difficulty or hell difficulty, it's the same. It's either prayer, defiance, or blessed aim. In nightmare difficulty, you can hire them that have thorns, holy freeze, or might. And if you're not sure which symbol is which here, you can actually press and hold triangle. I'm on the PS5, and it will show you what the skills are that that mercenary has, so you can get the one that you would like to use. So it depends on the situation, depends on what character you're playing and what for what would help you the most. Generally, if I'm trying to hit things, I go for Blessed Aim. Otherwise, I'll go for Holy Freeze for more survivability, or Might if I need to boost my physical damage, and it also boosts my mercenaries' damage. So those are the better options, I think. And then if we hire one here, we'll take a look at his menu. You can see he can equip pole arms, an armor, and a helmet. And then you can also look at his skills. They always have jab and then whatever other skill that you've chosen. And these are auras, which are like a paladin aura. So they affect everything on the screen within a certain radius, whether it's your party or whether it's the monsters, depending on which one you've chosen. Here in Act 3, the mercenaries become available after you complete the second quest, also the Blade of the Old Religion, where you find the Gidbin. Part of the reward is coming up to Ashira here and talking to her, and she'll let you hire her mercenaries. And these are elemental mercenaries, either fire, lightning, or ice. And again, you can hold triangle to mouse over them and see what they do, either fireball and inferno, or lightning and charged bolt, or the ice one is ice blast, frozen armor, and glacial spike. So these guys equip a one-handed sword and a shield, and then armor and helmet also. And again, if you want to look at their skills more closely, you can check them out right here also. And then next is here in Act 5, because Act 4 does not have any mercenaries. You can get Act 5 mercenaries after you complete the second quest, the Rescue on Mount Ariat, where you free the barbarians. Come back and talk to Qualkek, and he'll let you hire them. They all have the exact same skills. They're all stun and bash. If you check out their equipment here, they can equip two-handed swords or one-handed swords, and then an armor and a helmet. And then if you wanted to look at their skills more closely, here they are. Okay, so now that we've looked at the different options for mercenaries, let's talk about the best options. And really, it just comes down to one, Act 2 mercenaries. And a lot of people agree with this. Some people prefer other ones, but I think most people like them for their auras because it benefits them and the whole party. My guy, for instance, has a Holy Freeze right now to help freeze everything and help with survivability. You could take the Might mercenary for upping his physical damage and your physical damage if you are a melee attacker. I have tried Act 1 mercenaries a little bit with the bows. As like a summoning necro, I tried one once with an edge rune word like this for the Thorns aura. But really, an Act 1, you want to end up with a Faith bow. The rune word Faith, it gives a fanaticism aura for big attack speed and damage. And I've done that also with a summoning necro to help boost all my minions' damage, all my skeletons and whatnot. So before we take a look at a lot of gear options, let's take a look at my mercenary and how he was able to solo Hell Ancients. So some key things you want in your mercenary are attack speed, life steal, and then obviously survivability, and those all kind of go together. So my mercenary kind of has all that, and the gear he has is pretty inexpensive. So I've got a treachery rune word as an armor, which is just Shale Full Lem. And the key things here are the chance to cast Fade, which is an assassin skill that gives elemental resistances and damage reduction. It's also got 45% increased attack speed, which is huge for his survivability and offense. And then some hit recovery helps as well. Over here, the weapon he has is Obedience, which is a 5-socket polearm. Hell, Co, Thul, Eth, and Foul. And this one I have in an ethereal polearm. And normally you don't want to use ethereal on your character because it'll break. Once it breaks, the durability is out. It's gone forever. You can't use it anymore. On a mercenary, ethereal items will never break, so you want to use ethereal on your mercenary for a 50% damage increase or 50% armor increase, whichever piece you're putting it in. So this one is giving me 230 attack to 1057 attack and has lots of good abilities as well. It's got hit recovery, it's got minus target defense, so he hits better. It's got 40% crushing blow to take off big chunks, and it also has some resistances. And then the helmet, like I mentioned, you want to have lifesteal. So I've got a Tal Rasha's mask on. These are very common. I've found several of them, and this big part on this is the lifesteal that you want. So he's attacking fast, he's hitting hard, and he's stealing life. And as I already talked about, the aura is the big thing. So right now he's using Holy Freeze, which helps keep us alive. I could switch him to Might, and that would boost his damage even further. And then I myself, since I'm a paladin, am using a high-level Fanaticism aura, which is helping both of us greatly with attack speed and damage and whatnot. So again, it just depends what character you're playing, and you determine what aura is going to help you the best. Okay, so now that we've talked about all that, let's check out some other gear options that are available. So let's take a look at the weapon options first. And these are not all the weapon options, but these are some good options. So the top one there, Reaper's Toll, is a unique thresher. People love it for Decrepify to slow enemies, and they take more physical damage. And then the rest are all rune words, ranging from inexpensive and lower level down to a higher level and much more expensive. So the top one there, Honor, gives Lifesteal and Deadly Strike. It's level 27. Obedience is level 41, which you saw my merc using for damage, hit recovery, crushing blow, resists. Insight is level 27, and people love this one for the meditation aura to restore your mana super fast. Pride gives another aura, the concentration aura, but it's more expensive, and that's at level 67. And then the last one on the list, everybody loves Infinity at level 63. It gives the conviction aura to really tear through enemy elemental resistances. Let's take a look at some armors here. So we've got the top three are unique armors. Duriel's Shell offers life, resists, and cannot be frozen. Shaft Stop offers life and big damage reduction. Gladiator's Bane is very high level. It offers faster hit recovery, cannot be frozen, and damage reduction. Smoke is a very cheap rune word. Gives 50 resist all and faster hit recovery. Treachery, which is what my mercenary was using, offers fade for that physical and elemental resistance. 45 increased attack speed and faster hit recovery. Amazing armor for the price. Fortitude, more expensive, but it offers even more damage bonus for your mercenary and resists. And then Chains of Honor gives huge resists and lifesteal. And finally, we're here onto helmets, and I feel like this is the easiest place to get your lifesteal if you can't get it elsewhere. The top one there is kind of a mid-range helmet, Rock Stopper. It has good survivability with damage reduction, faster hit recovery, and resists. And then the others all offer lifesteal. So you got Tal Rasha's mask, which is resists and lifesteal, and that's a pretty common item. You should be able to get that pretty cheaply. And then you've got Crown of Thieves, which has a few small things on it, but lifesteal is the main thing. Vampire Gaze is really popular for mercs, damage reduction and lifesteal. And Andariel's Visage also is very popular for mercs. It has strength, increased attack speed, lifesteal. It does have minus fire resistance, so you need to account for that. And just one final reminder to use Ethereal if and when you do craft rune words. It makes a big difference, especially on the weapons to the damage they do. And don't forget to identify yellow items too. All the rares that drop can spawn with tons of good attributes, so check those out as options as well. Okay, that is going to do it for this one, guys. I know mercenaries can be frustrating at times, just simply trying to keep them alive and stop wasting your gold reviving them. But once they get leveled up some and once you get some decent gear on them, they can definitely survive and they can become a really key part of your build and how well your build functions. So definitely don't neglect them. You got to take care of them and they'll help you in return. So anyway, thanks again for watching. If you had any comments or questions, maybe you've got some other cool builds or suggestions of weapons and armor that you you like to use, or maybe you've got a different mercenary that you like to use from a different act. Throw those ideas in the comments and share them with everybody. So thanks for watching. If this did help you, I'd really appreciate a like or a subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much.